You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Have you ever felt like you're just drowning in information? New research, policy shifts, market trends. You're trying to pull out the really critical insights, but honestly, it's overwhelming. You want to make sharp decisions, but the sheer volume, it can just stop you in your tracks.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something that, based on the sources you sent over, claims to be a kind of shortcut. PhDAIagents.com.
They're making a pretty bold claim to be your personal AI-powered research lab.
It is a very bold vision, isn't it? And it puts them right on that cutting edge everyone's talking about. You mentioned Elon Musk describing Grok 4 from XAI as postgraduate-like PhD level in everything, even suggesting it might discover new tech. That level of ambition, that PhD-level machine intelligence, that's exactly the space PhDAIagents.com seems to be targeting based on these articles. But the key difference here, I think, from what we've seen, is its specific focus. It's really designed for automating these custom workflows and doing deep domain-specific research. So it's not just trying to be generally smart. It's built as a specialized engine.
Right. So our mission today is pretty clear. We're going to unpack what PhDIagents.com actually is according to these sources. We'll look at how it works, the really diverse ways supposedly being used already, and what makes it a true agentic AI system, as they call it. Think of this as your fast track to understanding this new tech without wading through all the papers yourself. 1. Understanding PhDIagents.com. Your personal AIagents.com. Your personal AI research lab. Okay, so we've got the big picture. Let's zoom in. What is PhDIagents.com really? Because the details in these articles are pretty interesting. Fundamentally, it's described as this elite AI platform with virtual research agents. And these aren't your everyday chatbots. The sources really stress they're built to autonomously handle workflows that, well, normally require PhD-level human experts. Basically, your personal AI research lab. That's the concept.
Yeah, and what jumps out from the documentation is this idea of agentic AI. That's the key term. It means it's more than just a tool that waits for you to ask a question. Think of it like a mini project manager almost. It anticipates next steps, it executes tasks on its own, it can even self-correct, much like a real researcher would, or maybe a small team. They call them partners in knowledge creation because they're designed to actively push the research forward.
And the kinds of tasks these agents can supposedly handle, it's a pretty wide range looking at the use cases. We're talking complex stuff like academic literature reviews, finding papers, pulling out the key data, synthesizing it, statistical modeling, data analysis, even scientific and technical writing, plus code development, running simulations, debugging code. Also things like policy analysis, legal research, summarizing compliance rules. One source actually claims that work taking weeks of collaboration, writing, and refinement now happens in a matter of hours. How big a leap is that, really?
That's a great point, because it highlights the real shift. Think about a normal research project. So much time gets eaten up by the process, right?
Yeah.
Not just the thinking. It's digging through databases, cross-referencing sources, formatting everything, drafting, revising. It goes on and on. PhDIagents.com, it seems, aims to automate a huge chunk of that, compressing weeks into hours by having, effectively, a team of digital specialists working all at once. It's really about speeding up the execution part of research. 2, the digital research lab advantage. Overcoming traditional bottlenecks.
Okay, so we know what they are. Let's get into why this digital research lab idea is potentially so important, especially thinking about the old ways.
Absolutely. Traditional research labs. Anyone who's worked in one knows they're expensive. You need space, equipment, they're super resource intensive, and you're always limited by human bandwidth, right? You need highly trained people, and they cost money. PhDIagents.com, according to these materials, basically replaces those physical and human bottlenecks with software, intelligent agents that don't need coffee pucks.
Right, and they're always on. That's a key phrase used. Imagine kicking off a really complex analysis, maybe a simulation, late at night, and it just runs. No fatigue, extreme precision. Human researchers need sleep, weekends. This thing is 247. For fast-moving fields, that could be a massive advantage.
The 24/7 aspect is definitely powerful. But what one article really flags as distinctive is their proactive nature, their autonomy. They aren't just sitting there waiting for the next command for every little step. No, they're designed to proactively hunt down relevant studies, to actually identify gaps in knowledge in a field. They can compare different theories, conflicting ones, and even format citations, perfectly APA, MLA, whatever journal style you need. They might suggest the next step for an experiment or model different potential outcomes. It's about thinking ahead, acting independently.
So for you, the listener, maybe you're in a startup or a solo researcher or running a small policy group, the benefit seems clear. No facility, no staff, no delays. You get access to this high-level research capability anytime, anywhere. That feels like it could really level the playing field, doesn't it?
I think that's exactly right. One of the really striking things from these sources is how it might change the whole cost structure and accessibility of serious R&D. It's potentially democratizing these capabilities that used to belong only to big institutions or huge companies. So smaller players, even individuals, could potentially conduct research at a scale and speed that was just impossible before. It could really shift who gets to innovate. 3, how it works, from delegation to deep insight.
Okay, so how does a person actually use this? The interaction seems to involve subscribing first, and then you can either chat directly with an agent through some kind of command interface, like a very smart specialized assistant, or you can give it a bigger multi-step job using something they call prompt chains.
Right, and one of the use case examples really clarifies it. Let's say you upload a data set, or maybe a complex research question you have. The AI agent, as described, immediately gets to work. It scrapes, filters, and cross-references relevant literature, like in seconds. What would take a human researcher days? Then it might move on to the analysis or simulation phase, producing charts, models, that kind of thing. After that, it can actually draft a fully cited report, formatted just how you need it. And then finally, it might even offer suggestions for what to do next, hypotheses for more study. It's the whole process, automated.
Yeah, what really struck me was that phrase in the sources, not just intelligence, it's execution. Meaning, it doesn't just tell you things, it actually does the work. It generates the report, runs the simulation. It's about getting the task done, which feels different from a lot of AI tools out there.
Exactly. It's the difference between, say, getting a recipe versus having the meal cooked for you. The intelligence understands the steps, but the execution actually does the mixing, the baking, the presenting. That distinction seems core to how it's positioned. 4, versatility across disciplines, real-world applications. And looking across all the sources, what's kind of amazing is just how widely applicable this seems to be. PhDAIagents.com isn't just for one narrow field. It's apparently designed for use across tons of different industries and specialties.
Yeah, the examples are pretty broad, like in biotech and healthcare. The sources talk about speeding up drug discovery or synthesizing research for FDA approvals, analyzing genetic data. Then in legal and regulatory stuff, imagine it spitting out case law summaries, comparing statutes, drafting contracts or arguments, mapping out compliance rules. For finance, market forecasting using econometrics, those complex stats models, analyzing ESG data, regulatory risks, creating technical due diligence reports.
And it goes even broader, into really big global issues. Climate science and public policy, for instance. The platform's described as capable of modeling climate scenarios with huge data sets, drafting white papers, grant applications, or reports aligned with, say, UN standards, synthesizing findings from different scientific fields into actual policy recommendations. And for academia, well, it's things like producing research papers that could pass peer review, designing course curricula, rapidly prototyping thesis models.
So connecting the dots here, whether you're, say, applying for a grant, launching a product, evaluating policy, this platform, based on these case studies, aims to give you that strategic advantage, getting insights and actual work products way faster than the old way. 5, scale, pricing, and the enterprise advantage. Now, we need to be clear here. This PhDAIagents.com thing, it's definitely not a consumer chatbot, right? This is presented as enterprise-level AI, built for serious mission-critical work. It's a professional tool.
For sure. And the pricing mentioned in some of the financial analysis reflects that. While there might be lower tiers, the top plans are reportedly starting around.
In a world where customer expectations never sleep, your business can't afford to either. Rex AI Agent, your 24/7 customer genius. From booking home tours in real estate, to answering support tickets in seconds, to helping customers find the right product in e-commerce, Rex is the ultimate AI-powered assistant. With natural voice interaction and smart forms, Rex makes engagement effortless and personal. Rex never sleeps, responding in real time, automating repetitive tasks, and scaling your business like never before. Whether you're in real estate, customer service, education, wellness, or e-commerce, Rex is ready to integrate, license, or co-brand with your business. Smarter service, seamless automation. Rex AI Agent is here. Join the AI World Agent ecosystem. Visit aiworldagent.com to learn more.
Around $20,000 a month, which, okay, sounds like a lot, but you have to compare it. That's potentially in line with, or maybe even less than, a dedicated human research team, right? Think a couple of PhDs, project managers, support staff, but without all the hassle of hiring, overhead, HR stuff. So the value isn't just saving pennies, it's about getting more research power with less friction.
And it scales, apparently, which is key for bigger companies or projects that grow over time. Your sources mention real-time collaboration features, API integrations to connect it to other software, multiple export formats, LaTeX, Markdown, PDF, CSV, JSON, which are essential for professional output. Plus, you can customize these agents, create specialists, so it sounds like it can handle anything from a single project to a continuous R&D pipeline. Pretty modular.
Exactly. That modularity and integration capability seem really important for getting businesses to adopt it. It's designed to fit into how teams already work, more like an accelerator than a total replacement. 6. The core differentiator, agentic autonomy. Which brings us back really to the core differentiator, that idea we keep mentioning, agentic AI. See, most AI tools, the ones we use daily, they wait for us to type something, then they answer. PHDA agents, based on the technical docs you found, are explicitly built to think ahead.
And this is where it gets really interesting, I think. What does thinking ahead actually mean for these agents? It means they learn over time, refining their responses across different prompts. They get better. They can execute these long, complex workflows step by step without needing constant hand-holding. They're designed to spot anomalies, maybe contradictions in the research they're looking at. They can even make recommendations, suggest course corrections, like here's the next best thing to investigate. And, quite cool, they can supposedly collaborate with each other, different specialized agents working together on one big problem.
Right, it underlines the point made in the sources. These are not just static search engines, they're dynamic thinkers. That's why they're being called the future of intellectual automation. They seem to represent a step towards more proactive problem-solving AI.
So, wrapping up, what PhDAIagents.com is trying to solve, based on everything we've discussed from your sources, it's that core problem of our time, right? We're drowning in data and starving for insight. There's just too much stuff.
Exactly. By blending that deep knowledge in specific areas' domain fluency with really advanced automation of the research process, this platform, at least according to its proponents, aims to let professionals like you work faster, think bigger, make smarter decisions. And do it without being held back by the usual limits, time, number of staff, budget constraints. It's about streamlining that whole knowledge creation cycle.
So the final thought for you to mull over, with AI like this getting towards PhD level research, doing things autonomously, how does that change discovery itself? What happens to the role of human experts in the coming years? And maybe more personally, what new bigger questions could you ask if you had a research lab that was always on, always ready?
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.